So in the past, I've done a video like this for the video journals. My hair is like starting to grow out. I don't know if it's easy to tell on camera, but my hair does this. It's difficult to get these roots. I just kind of have to give up at a certain point. Hey guys, it's Gabriel. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be featuring something that I have come to really love here in Korea. I will be showing you guys my version of a breakfast sandwich and I hope that you like it. It's very easy, seemingly super simple, but insanely delicious. So let's get started. Alright, so first things first, we need to get... So far not off to a great start. First, we need a pan. My pan, it's so old now, but it still works. You guys have seen me make eggs before, but I will be making them a little bit differently. I've made eggs so many times on this channel, people are probably like, stop making eggs! The ingredients and stuff that goes into it is exactly the same, but just the method of cooking it is a little bit different. Turn up the heat, set it to medium. 4 eggs, as usual. I still haven't mastered being able to crack eggs with one hand. No! I lost the egg. Gosh, I hate wasting eggs. Alright, nice. Pour the oil. Just about that much is good. Just like that. Today, this is the salt that I will be using. Pepper. Parsley flakes. We mix it together. As with previous videos, you just move the eggs up once, let this other area cook a little bit, and then bring the eggs back, kind of tilt the pan, let the eggs flow some more, and then bring the eggs together. Flip everything together, sort of like an omelet, and let it cook on the other side. Because this is going to be a breakfast sandwich, I'm actually going to divide them in half. So just literally cut it in half. Sometimes it's not even, but that's alright if it's not. And then after that, I just keep cooking each one on each side. That looks good. For now, I'm going to lay them on top of each other, just like that, and then I'm going to cover them with a top to try to preserve that heat. So now, the next ingredient is going to be the bacon. Korean bacon is basically very thin, but very juicy and extremely delicious. I like to slice the bacon in half so that it's already kind of prepped for the sandwich. So literally just cut it in half, just like that. It's not even pieces, my bad. Take the bacon and just and second one. Open the window, it's a bit steamy in here. And then I just slowly start to try to separate the strands from each other. You can see what I mean, like Korean bacon is very thin and you can still see the fat on it, so it retains a lot of its juice, which is very nice. The sucky thing is it's hard to get it, you know, really crispy. And when it's crispy like that, like it tends to lose some of its flavor, so I try to be careful, like I try to find my own medium way of cooking it. By the way, I'm making enough for 2, if I didn't make that clear before. Oh, you see all that grease? Okay, put this top back on. Now it is time to cook hash browns, which you guys have seen me make before, but just for the fun of it, I will still include some of the footage. Attack on Titan Season 3 coming in 2018. Put a lot of oil in here. I will be making 4 hash browns. 2 of them will go on the sandwich and 2 will just be eaten alone. 2, 3, and 4. Now it's time to get ready to flip them. That nice golden brown color is what we're looking for. It may need a little more oil. Just kind of pour it around. Just a smidge in the middle. So now that the hash browns are getting a little more golden brown, we want to start prepping the toast. Actually, last week I went to the grocery store and I couldn't find the toast that I normally get, which turned out to be a little bit of a blessing in disguise because I ended up being forced to get this toast. This toast is called Happy Toast. It has a picture of the Eiffel Tower on it. I don't know if it's actually from France. This bread is delicious. It's so good. The toast that I normally get is a little more square and just kind of typical and also thinner. This bread is very fluffy. It also tastes very seasoned. Like the toast that I normally get, it has pretty much no taste, so it just all depends on what I put on it. But if I were to eat this toast just by itself, toasted obviously, it would still taste really good. So I'm going to get my toaster ready. All right, so in one, see it's very thick, which is nice. Now that is cooking. Okay, take this out, take it out. This needs to be flipped over one more time. We're gonna go ahead and put in the other toast. In one, the other. Ah! Okay, so now comes the fun part, and that is making the sandwich. First, we have 2 pieces of toast. I don't put any butter or anything on it. Also we need cheese. In Korea, they like to do this 1 + 2 + 3 + 5 thing, so there's like 2 small packages and 1 big one. First topping is going to be the egg. So you put the egg first. Yum yum. Little pieces of bacon. Let's stuff the bacon on there. I like to put the egg first because it sort of acts as like sort of glue to keep everything together a little bit. And then from there, I put cheese. Cheese is like the other end of that glue. And you just place the cheese right on top. Hopefully that will hold everything together. And then we take one of these absolutely delicious hash browns. It's steaming hot. It is then going to melt the cheese, and we put the top on that and just squeeze. And there we have one complete breakfast sandwich. But today we are going to be eating 2. So now we do the same thing. Put on the layer of delicious, scrumptious egg. And then we deliver the absolute magnificent, scrumptious, I already used scrumptious, delicious looking pieces of bacon, this mountainous looking bacon, and then we top it with what could only be described as cheese. On goes a layer of cheese. No! Okay. Place that there. And then finally, yet another hot topic piece of hash brown. The last piece of toast. And then squish. Doesn't that look absolutely delicious? It's monstrous. And that, my friends, is an amazing breakfast sandwich. Today, the drink of choice, I can now close this, is going to be apple juice. But not just any apple juice, the apple juice of Korea. In Korea, they call it sagwa. I love having breakfast for dinner. It is definitely dinner time. Actually, it's super late right now. I probably shouldn't be eating, but I'm going to anyways. So today we have 2 pieces of hash brown. We have delicious orange juice, which is super sweet in Korea, by the way. And then, of course, the star of today, the delicious breakfast sandwich. Not just 1, but 2. I would recommend placing each ingredient in the order that I showed you. Everything just kind of works together. Look at that cheese. It is melting. That cheese is looking some kind of good. Yeah, so that's how I make my breakfast sandwich. In other news, we are getting down to the wire. You guys are now in the final episodes of Zep 678 Season 2. I believe there are only about 3 episodes left. In the next episode, you guys will see me do a mukbang with this food. So definitely try to make your version of this breakfast sandwich. I want to be inspired, so let me know if you attempt to make something similar to this, or especially if you make it differently. You can never go wrong with breakfast for dinner. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Definitely be sure to subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Zep678. Be yourself, love yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, bye. Presentation is key, y'all. There's no way I'm gonna make this look pretty. Okay. Not even gonna lie, I still jumped. Did you jump? If you jumped, leave a comment down below. The roots are starting to grow, so the hair just kind of goes up from the roots and then it immediately goes down. So this is usually the most difficult part, but I deal with this part in portions. I give it a little bit of a bump now so that at the end, the bump just kind of looks a little more natural.